I love video games, which is probably obvious, but in this video, I'm not actually going to be playing a game, but rather making my own. I've been learning to program in Unity over the past few days, and I have really enjoyed it. So today, I'm making my first devlog to showcase what I've learned and to take you on this journey with me. I hope you enjoy the process of game development as much as I do, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications to see when I upload next. Alright, so I've been working on this project for a few hours now, and so far I've got some very basic stuff done. We have a player model right here, my lovely player. I've given him all the code that he needs at the moment to make him a rigid body with a hitbox, box collider, and I have a script for the player movement, which I can pull up right here. Here we are. So here I just have some notes for me and all the code. So I'm following along with a tutorial while I'm doing this because I don't have enough knowledge of coding to actually do this all on my own. Not yet, at least. But yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing this, is I'm trying to learn how to code and I want to make my own games. So we also have some animations with this guy. And I've also got the background and terrain working. So the terrain, it actually has a box collider as well. I got all these visuals from a pack on the Unity store. It was totally free, so if you guys want to try out the same thing, just check it out. I'll throw the link on in the description to this pack that I'm using. And right over here we have my tile palette. So I've been using these to just place in here. Like if I wanted to, I could take some of these bricks and throw them in here, right? Super simple. And yeah, so that's how I got this all done. Now, there is obviously still a lot to do. This isn't a game yet. If I go ahead and play, see right now I've got some movement, jumping, but no levels, and there are still a couple problems. Like infinite jumping, and there's no death, so that's fun. Yeah, you can just fly. And also I found this new one today. You can just kind of fly on the side of objects, which is cool. And yeah, so we got to fix all those. We have to actually add enemies and objects and a goal, of course, but so far it's coming along pretty well. Okay, so it turns out that there's a couple animations that I still have to add, so I'm just doing that now. I've got my falling animation right here, which looks like this. Very simple, it's just one frame. And I also have the jumping animation, which, again, one frame. So now I just have to go ahead and connect those up. I'll show you when it's done. Okay, so I have all of our animations connected up here, and I have finished the code for all the states here. So now if we are falling, jumping, we're standing still, running, it knows what animation to play. And I'll show you that right now. So here now when we move, we're running. You can see the animation down here. It's playing the idle. When I move, it goes to running. Now when I jump, it goes jump. And then when I fall, it goes falling. It works. Now it's time to get rid of some of these bugs like infinite jumping. So I'm going to go through that and I'll show you when that's done. And there we have it. I can no longer spam jump. Alright, and if I'm not on the ground, I can't jump. So all I had to do there was a little bit of code. I added in a layer here called ground, and in the player it now checks if it's on the ground, which allows it to jump. So it turns out that fixing the bug where I could stand on the side of platforms was actually really simple. As you can see, I can no longer do it. I just tried. I just had to add a new component to the terrain called Platform Effector 2D and connect that up. And yeah, that was literally it. It makes it so that I can't actually cling on to the side of this anymore. and I can't jump while in the air. I can only jump while on the ground. So that's our two big bugs fixed for right now. And next up is items. So I'm going to add some of those in right now. So following along with the tutorial, I finally added some items. We have a cherry model now, and when I collect it, it picks it up, and the value up in the top left of my screen changes every time I get a cherry. This took way too long to do. I had a slight issue because Unity has updated since the tutorial came out. The tutorial asked me to grab a text UI, but it wasn't here. I found Text Mesh Pro, but that's not what I wanted. Really, all I had to do was go into Legacy. Probably could have figured that out, but I didn't. So I did all the code and troubleshooted it and couldn't fix it. So I retried it. All I had to do was go into Legacy and grab that one. And now you can see here we have this down here on our player. This is the script for the item collector. And if we open that up right here, this is all it took. So basically all it does is we have a new variable called cherries, and every time that we collide with a cherry, it will destroy it and give me 1 extra point, which is what this line does right here. Basically this just says whatever amount of cherries you have, add 1, and this will display it on the screen right here where I had it. And this text box is very, very big for some reason. This is all the way up here. But yeah, turned out good. Finally, it took like 2 hours to get this little thing working, but now we're good to do a lot of other items in the future. It's all set up to do that. So super exciting. Next thing we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna make some traps and different ways to die, and then that's gonna be all for today. The first trap that I'm adding in is a spike trap right here. So I made the hitbox a little smaller than the model so that it feels better when you actually play it. And here's the animation for when you die. It's just a cool little pop. And I coded it so that you can't move after you die, which obviously makes sense. And here's me just testing that out. Yes, okay. Now I can't move even if I hit any button. And I also don't have any velocity. The last thing I did was make sure that the character got reset to the start of the level after a little delay. And here's my reaction to finally getting this working. So now when I jump on the spike, it should reset after a little bit. Oh my gosh, it works. Oh my god. I got it. Holy crap. So now I can finally say that I made my very first video game. Whoa, hold up. Isn't this a platformer? Well, yeah, but there's only one platform. Oh yeah.